Hey guys, I'm Sean Stone.
And I'm Jay Bates.
And today we get email. So we're just going to jump right into the question. Today's question comes from Tony Walsh. He asks, from a novice woodworker, what sort of safety equipment do you recommend? Hearing protection, eye protection, mask, etc. Are there any you find more comfortable or that work better than others? I see you wearing this stuff when you shoot your videos, but I have no idea how to tell a good breathing mask from a bad one.
There's a lot of stuff to cover really fast. Well, let's start with your eyes, your safety glasses. Regardless of what other people do, it's a personal responsibility and a decision you need to make for your own shop safety. So this is just what we do. We both use the exact same safety glasses, and I think I bought mine after seeing his and using his because I liked them so much. These are just inexpensive 3M brand safety glasses, and on the back side of the arm here, there's a spot so that if you wear earbud style.
Yeah, it's got like a string connected to it, so you kind of like let it drape around your neck.
Hearing protection. Yeah, so you can clip them into your safety glasses so they're always right there, and then that will dangle from your neck as needed. But these are really, really inexpensive, and they work really well. So much that they make the exact same thing in a tinted version that is, again, very inexpensive. And I bought like 3 or 4 of these and scattered them throughout my vehicles so that, well, mine and my wife's vehicle, so that I always have good sunglasses. They're safety glasses,
They're
but I use
really
them for
light.
sunglasses. They're really light.
And also they have a foam insert that you can have in here, which I've never really used it. Have you?
No, they do have a foam insert, and maybe if you're in a dusty environment like mowing your lawn or something like that, where it's stirring up a lot of dust, maybe that would be beneficial, but I just never really cared for them. So as soon as I got them, I took them off.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah, so as far as eye protection or safety glasses go, that's my choice, and I guess Jay's as well.
Yeah, I previously had some. I don't want to talk about what we're also. I don't want to focus on exactly what we're using previously as well. I've also used a DeWalt set of eyeglasses or safety glasses. Getting tongue tied, and they had padding on the arms of the glasses, and every pair of safety glasses that I've tried that has padding has always wore off, and then the internal component is much thinner and pokey. So I recommend just staying away from the padded ones and just getting some normal, inexpensive safety glasses.
Yeah, and here in the shop, I always keep a couple of just random safety glasses. Like these are just Harbor Freight, really cheap safety glasses, and these are more of an industrial type. They have metal arms and they're tinted, so if you do some outside work as well, like Jay was talking about. But regardless, I find the 3M ones to be very light, and you just really don't even realize they're on your face, basically.
Yeah, I would also suggest having multiples in your shop because if you are the only one working in there, odds are you may not always be the only one working in there. So having some protection for those who step into your shop is very convenient.
Yeah, you done? Is that?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, so the next thing he asked about is mask. And so there's a couple of different masks that I think you would want to have in your shop as far as, dust, wood chips, or whatever you want to talk about. And then also fumes, so if you're spraying and finishing, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was one thing that when I started woodworking, I didn't really understand. There's particulate filters and then chemical filters. So we'll show pictures of what we have set up here, but we kind of have the same thing.
Well, yeah, so we both have the same mask. This is also made by 3M. And so when you have it on your head, you pull this down and it tightens. And then when you loosen it, it kind of hangs down here. You can get a drink of coffee or talk or, whatever.
Yes. This is
it's pretty comfortable.
It's a 3M 6503. Mm-hmm. And so these filters right here, these pink ones that you commonly see, these are particulate filters for dust and debris that's actually in the air. And they just snap on or twist on. They're interchangeable with different things. So again, particulate filters, and what he's got here, these are carbon cartridge.
They're organic vapor cartridges.
Yes. So these filter out chemicals and nasty stuff you don't want to be breathing that's non-particulate, So I have actually 2 respirators. This one obviously is set up.
I'm just interrupt you just a second. This will fit on the same mask.
Yeah.
So you can interchange these.
Yeah, they will fit on the same mask. What happened is I originally had this mask, and my shop ate it. I couldn't find it, so I ordered another one that I heard of that had really good reviews, and put particulate filters on it because I use that more. And then I found this one, so I just have a dedicated one for chemicals, and then.
Yeah, and I'm just curious. I didn't mean to cut you off, but does this one have a quick release like this one does?
No, this is again, it's 3M. It's the 6200. It's just a regular, just pull over your head thing.
And also, let me just touch on this one is because I have a beard, and a lot of people are concerned with, does it seal well or whatever. Jay has facial hair as well. But for me, with a full beard, this covers pretty good, and it seals in my application. Now, for some of you guys, I'm sure that have the larger beards, I'm not sure that this would cover it. I don't know, but for me, this works really well.
Yeah.
And then another option. Did you have anything else on?
No,
on
these are really, really good, but also really, really inconvenient and uncomfortable. Sometimes you may be in a situation where you may not need, ultimate protection. So that's where there's other products.
Yeah, I tend to use those when I'm, I know that I'm about to cut a lot of wood at one time, and I know I'm going to be using the tools for a lengthy period of time.
And be in that dusty environment for a while.
Right. So when I'm cutting quick cuts, this sometimes is my go-to. I will go back to the 3M. This is a RZ mask. I'm sure you guys have heard of RZ, but it just has a replaceable filter on the inside that pretty much just snaps into place, and then you just Velcro it around the back of your head. So it's a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not a big fan of this, just for the simple fact of a guy with a beard. This doesn't seal as well as the other mask.
Yeah, so you've probably seen these masks, RZ masks, and for me, what I've seen from my research is people love it or people hate it. It did work for some people, or it doesn't work for some people. RZ actually contacted me and wanted to do some stuff on my channel, and I tried one of their masks, and for me, I just couldn't get it to seal. So I passed it along I had 2 of them. I passed them along, and one person said they really, really like it. Other person said they didn't. So just personal experience there. I'm not a big fan of those.
The only thing, the thing I really like about this is the convenience. I mean, you just strap it on in Velcro, and that's it. And you can just take it off real quick and throw it on the bench or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I got a goofy shaped face. I probably do.
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah.
And then there's one more step down from that, and that is the most basic, just regular contractor style dust mask.
Yeah. I
don't use those in my shop because they don't really seal well at all. But
better than nothing.
Yeah. But I always use one of those. I've got allergies. I always use one of those when I'm cutting my grass at the house, mowing my lawn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good option, just to kind of use and throw away, disposable type.
Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about hearing protection. We talked about eye protection and different types of masks. And so hearing protection, I think we both use a Bluetooth enabled headset. Actually, mine is built in. Jay's got something a little bit different, but I use these in the shop, and I mean, I just love them because I can listen to podcasts or music or
what exactly is it?
They are Safety Works. I just got them at the Big Blue store.
Blue store.
But anyway, they were relatively inexpensive, and so they've worked well. And I can use my phone. I can hear, if my phone rings, I can hear them in this. And so that's why I really like this. You have a little bit different setup, right?
Yes. So I also looked at those at the Blue store, Lowe's. We can say Lowe's. I looked at those at Lowe's, and they were a little bit more than what I wanted to spend because I knew I could get them a little bit cheaper on Amazon, and I didn't have an immediate need. So I bought this off Amazon. This is a Howard Light earmuff set, but it also has a jack right here for MP3 input. So you can run a solid wire from here to your pocket for your phone or something like that. Or you can buy 2 other things, which is what I did. One of them is a Bluetooth receiver.
Cool.
And one of them is a male-to-male headphone jack. So this plugs into my Bluetooth
3.5.
receiver. Yeah.
Yeah.
and it plugs into here. And a lot of people have asked me, what's that microphone dangling from your hearing protection? It's
like
not. It's actually just a Bluetooth receiver. And you know what? I, to be honest with you, these have been fantastic for the first couple years that I've had them. And I'm beginning to find that the padding around the inside here is starting to get harder. And when I have hearing protection on, it doesn't quite seal as much as my most basic set. So I've gone back to using these because I honestly don't listen to music as much as I used to in the shop. So I've gone back to my original ones. These are just regular basic hearing protection. These are Western Safety and Western Safety brand. Just the very, very, very basic ones. And these have a much better padding and rubber around them. They seal much better.
And really cheap option is Harbor Freight. If you guys live near Harbor Freight, these are like $3.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they work pretty good. I wouldn't say they're of great quality when it comes to the padding, because I have had a set to where over time it starts to crack, and that doesn't feel good on the ear. But for an alternative option, this is a good option.
Or a secondary, just like safety glasses. So other people are going to be in your shop eventually, or children around tools or something like that.
Yeah, so I keep the Harbor Freight laying around the shop, and I've got 3 sets for my kids when they come in here. And so I used to hang these Harbor Freight ones just everywhere on every tool, along with safety glasses, just kind of remind myself, hey, put this stuff on. It doesn't take but a second. So.
And then something that I didn't bring, I don't have any of those like earbud styles that plug into your ears, simply because I'm just not a big fan of getting something dusty while working in the shop and then sticking that dusty thing in your ear. Personal preference, but I don't particularly like that style of hearing protection.
Yeah, I think I might try something that in the future. But for now, this is my setup, and I guess we're kind of along the same lines when it comes to safety equipment, but a little bit different variety here.
Hopefully that's some help to all of you out there.
Yep. All right, guys. See you next time.
See you later.
Later.
We just talked about this. You have to use the new intro.
Well, hi.
Hi.
We rebranded.
We did.
Things are different. Why did you do that?
Well,
Why did you
that
change?
different.
Why did you change everything on me?
I can see the comments section now. You're the worst. Why would you change?
It's a little rude.
One, it's going to be a lot more personable. That was probably the biggest reason we did it. You'll see with the logos and the branding and everything.
Plus, we're about to go to Workbench Con. More on that in a bit. But like, white grain woodworking just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Whoa. Yeah, it's hard.
Kind of just,
White grain woodworking.
Plus, it's not that, I don't know, memorable. It's like, it's much better. Because then you got to remember our name, our business name, what we do.
And then we're just the white grain woodworking people. That's also a mouthful. Anyway, so number 2, more memorable, right? So
Jenny and Davis. Make it plain and simple. Just cut to the chase.
That's who we are.
Plus, it gives us more potential for the future. I mean, like right now, we're still doing the woodworking business and everything. We're still going to do that for a long, long time. But if we get a crazy hair to do something that isn't woodworking, maybe it's like metalworking or something crazy like that, we want to be able to shift and pivot and do that. But nothing's changing right now. This is our new track saw. I'm really excited about it. Just needed the tool. Got this giant board of 8-quarter walnut and got to find a way to rip it in half safely. My circular saw, I don't trust the accuracy of it to come close to what we need to do. This board is almost exactly 10 feet long, and the desk has to be a finished 5 feet long. So I really need an accurate, straight, square cut to get anywhere close to the appropriate dimensions that we want for this top. But anyway, so we're gonna start on the desk today. Went and picked up this walnut last weekend. Was originally not gonna do it out of 8-quarter walnut, but I started thinking, crunched the numbers a little more, figured out we could make it work. So super excited. Excited to get this track saw open and make the first cut on this big slab. Well, it's not a slab, it's just a really, really big board. one of the downsides of rebranding was thought I deleted the YouTube channel. So that was a little bit of a scare.
I got a text saying, I think I may have deleted all of YouTube. And I was like...
All of YouTube. Not just our channel. All of YouTube.
It was just our channel.
But fortunately, it didn't. Just the way that you combine it. You don't care. We lost all of our comments. So any and every comment we ever made on our channel to a reply or to anybody, I think, across YouTube as White Grain Woodworking is now deleted. It's one of the downsides of changing our account the way that we did so that we can manage it separately and just, you don't care.
It's not because we don't love you, is the bottom line.
We lost all our comments. So
not our fault.
We're not going to go back and remake all of our comments, but we will comment on everything from now on going forward. But
absolutely.
Sorry if it seems like there's a whole bunch of one-sided conversations in our comment section. That's why. But yeah, we rebranded. So we are still us. We're not going anywhere.
If anything, we're more us. We're more us than we were before.
So
you were getting full on Davis and Jenny.
But you're still going to get the woodworking tips and everything. Yes. You're just going to be watching us do it as our business, which is what you've been doing. It's just we want to keep our business brand, White Grain Woodworking, like to the local area. That way it doesn't get conflated with everything we're trying to do online. Conflated. SAT words. I went to college.
Anyway, but yeah, so still expect lots of business tips for how to start your own woodworking business. We're still going to be pricing projects. That's
nothing's changing.
What we want the woodworking.
Did I say nothing's changing?
Part of the channel is going to be. You did.
Okay.
Like 3 times.
I think they got it now.
Good. Glad.
All right. We have a problem.
It's a mess.
More than the usual problems.
Oh, this is a problem.
What's our problem? First of all, we're in terrible lighting.
We gotta start over.
What's our problem?
We kind of messed up on some cat ramps.
We have an unhappy customer. Our customer happens to be a cat. So
yeah.
That doesn't help.
Customer.
Cats. Multiple cats. Anyway, the cat ramps we made with the bookshelves a couple weeks ago. The cats aren't liking the ramp that we made. It's kind of a dumb move on my part. I kind of expected the cats to be a little more agile, but I didn't know the cats were a little older. But anyway, still my fault. But we had to build a new series of ramps, which come out of our own pocket, our own time. And yeah, so I had to go and measure. That took another like hour round trip. And then it took another 2 or 3 hours, I guess, to slap it together and paint it. It's been like -10 the last week or so. So it's like really expensive to heat the garage up, paint them, and then we don't want to paint the house because of the pets and reasons. But anyway, this is kind of all on us. We're going to go install them right now. Hopefully it takes less than another hour, but it's just the cost of doing business. Sometimes you're going to have to do things like this because, I mean, what's the alternative?
Just get a dog.
No, the alternative to dealing with unhappy customers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our problem. Yeah, otherwise they're just pissed and they don't come back to you.
Yeah, or you try to argue with them.
Yeah.
If you start arguing with them, you've already lost.
Yep. So exactly.
If you want their money, they have to be right. If you don't want their money, you can be right. But if you want their money, they have to be right. Jenny doesn't know this, but I got her some flowers a couple days early before Valentine's. We agreed we weren't going to do anything, but whatever. It's an easy win. What's up, Bruce? This is our storage / Bruce's rooms. Yeah, this is where the X-Carve lives now. It's on a little table. So that's the prototype for the batch table that we made a long time ago. We made a bunch of those and sold them, but then we had one more and we didn't want to sell it because we were using it as like a junk table and we didn't want to get rid of it. But this is where the X-Carve lives. All right, so time for the main event. We got our maker knife. Step. Step.
Stop. You can't do that on YouTube. People are going to get angry.
I do whatever I want on YouTube. Yeah, it broke. The little belt clip just broke off. It's really thin. Focus you. This is the family channel. Anyway, it broke. It's really thin metal. Mm-hmm. I'm really impressed with Jocko and his team, but I'm super impressed with the way they handled it. I was messaging Josh from I Like to Make Stuff, and he just said, hey, have you hit up their support team yet? And I was like, I didn't know they had a support team. This is the first time I ever backed anything on Kickstarter or whatever. And so sent him a quick email with a picture and said, hey, it's totally my fault. I was getting into my car. I just heard a pa-ting and noticed that the belt clip broke. And they emailed back within like a couple hours.
Yeah,
I mean, it was fast. And they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. Please fill out a ticket and we'll get you a new part. No problem. I was just blown away. So you're probably not watching it, but Jocko, if this ever finds its way to you, thank you so much for creating a support team. I think David is the one who emailed me back, which I was watching you back when I was in high school, believe it or not, when you were still on flight test. The first time you were on flight test. Quick nerd moment. But anyway, thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it. It's just really
It's a great
cool.
knife, though.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. I love the fact that it's just a razor blade and you can just buy them anywhere. They're literally so cheap. You can flip it around, pop it out. It's great. It's like a normal utility blade knife, but it's way smaller. It acts like a pocket knife. It's just nice because I hate the thought of sharpening knives. That just, ugh. Anyway, thank you for creating a great product. Cannot say enough good things about this. I hope everybody that's ordered one gets theirs soon. We are going to Workbench Con.
Woohoo!
I'm excited. I have no idea what we'll be able to film. We're going to try to make a video out of it. But anyway, yeah, on that note, we are going to be having a sale on all of our programs.
Yes.
So right now until Workbench Con starts, which is, just so everybody's clear on the rules, Workbench Con officially begins Thursday the 21st of February 2019. And that is the day in which the coupon will expire. So you have from now to night when we post this video is the 13th. You have exactly 1 week
Woohoo!
of a sale for 30% off any and all of our programs.
Yes.
So
Take
jump
your
on
pick.
it. Yeah, if you've been wanting it for a while, we just doubled up the first 2 courses.
Yes, we made a combo course. So you're literally getting both of the courses that we created for that one set price. And you can use your 30% off on that as well.
And so also we have the super mega, what is it?
Super Mega Maker Pack.
Super Mega Maker Pack.
Are you a Mega Maker? No, I'm just kidding.
Super Mega Maker Pack.
Yeah.
That is just basically everything that we have to offer.
We're like, just check us out. Give everything.
It's 3 hours. It's what do you get? You get 3 hours of Skype coaching.
We're giving you both programs.
Both programs.
that
You
we
get
created.
a lifetime membership to the Stud Stack, which is our private Facebook group where you can talk with other woodworking business owners and just share your wins,
Yeah.
learn, ask questions.
Advice.
We're in there
asking
every single day.
Who bought what tools, where, when, why. It's just
You also get a free hat, and some stickers we'll throw in there
Yeah.
too. And then we will follow you on all of your social media platforms as well. So all of that together is $500. That's like, I don't know, it's like at least half off. So
Oh, at least, yeah.
So anyway, it's basically everything that we have for a one-time payment of $500. Just want to throw that out there as an option. It's Valentine's Day
Oh
next
my
week.
goodness.
How much do you love me?
romantic to just buy somebody a Super Maker
Mega Pack.
Valentine's Day is coming up, guys. Anyway, we're excited for Workbench Con. We hope you are too if you're going. We're excited to see you and meet some of you finally. So we just wanted to celebrate and get you guys excited with us, which is why we're giving you. Are you high-fiving?
Now I have a question.
Okay.
Does the 30% off coupon work on the Super Mega Maker Pack?
Yes,
It does.
it does.
What?
That's just like a one, we're excited for Workbench Con, and two, you guys are great, and so why not? 30% off.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
So anyway, I think that's all we got this week.
Yeah, really not too much.
Okay,
And then
bye.
the rest will hopefully be fun vlogs of not here.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Today I'm going to make a blanket chest. Some of you may refer to this as a hope chest or a storage trunk, but whatever you call this, I'm going to refer to this as a blanket chest. We're trying to do some organization in our house, and with 3 kids that can be difficult, but at some point in time each of our kids have received a personalized blanket or quilt or whatever, and so we just need somewhere to store all of this stuff. So this is the perfect project. It's real easy to do. It can be built in a day, so anybody can do this. The entire project consists of 1x4s and some plywood. So according to the plan, the first thing that we're going to do here is cut everything down to its final length, and I'm doing that here at the miter saw. And so the next step that I want to do after I get all of those cut down is take it to the table saw, and I'm going to just clean up one edge to get a real nice and crisp edge. And then what I'll do is flip all the parts over, take it back to the table saw, and then according to the plan, I'll rip everything to its final width. So at this point, we've got everything to its final width and length. And I chose to do this with pocket holes. It just makes things fast and quick and easy. So here I'm putting everything together. I'm using a square just to make sure my corners are nice and square and at 90 degrees. And so I just put all of these frames together. We're going to end up with 4 frames. We want to measure and make sure we have our center dividers in the right location, and we glue and screw them and put it together, and we end up with 4 frames. And so once we have that part of the project done, then we can move on to putting them all together. And so that's what I'm doing here, putting the 4 frames, the 4 sides. I get 2 long sides, 2 short sides, and we're assembling this in the same manner as we did the face frames. The next step, we would go to the table saw and cut down a piece of plywood that is going to be the bottom. And so I pre-drilled all these pocket holes, installed it in the bottom of the chest, and so now it's starting to take shape and look like a piece of furniture. And so the insides, the panels, are also made from plywood, and I'm using 3/4 inch plywood here. You can use 1/4 inch, it'd be just fine. But I'm marking on that this is going to be the inside of the chest, and so what I'm marking here are some hole locations to drill into those center dividers of those frames to kind of pull everything nice and tight. And so once I get all of that done, I chose to take this to a friend of mine's cabinet shop. He's showing me a few tricks here about each joint to where you cut a V groove in that and allows the paint to lay in that groove, and so it won't crack when the wood moves and that kind of thing. And so we just put wood filler and some of the imperfections and sand all that out. So we have a nice, clean, flat surface all the way around. And so he's going to teach me a little bit about spraying in this project. So I'm learning a lot here. So he's mixing up the paint, and this is right here is one of my first ever sprays that I'm doing. And so he's just helping me along. I think this is probably one of the sides or even the top that we're spraying here. And it's really interesting the way all this comes together, and just makes it for a nice, really good finish. Actually, all of this is just primer. We're going to get to the final paint here in just a second. And so we're going to slide these panels in. We slide the long sides in first, and all of that will fit nicely, so you can see how it's going to take shape. And so now the end pieces will slide into place. And then once you have all of that done, once you have everything in place, the holes that I pre-drilled previously, these are the holes that I'm using to attach this to those center dividers in the outside frames. And so that just eliminates the gap in the frame and the piece of plywood there. Now we can go to the final stages of paint. I'm going to just paint the inside of this and maybe do a little bit. I'm going to turn this over to my friend that knows a little bit more about this, so he can spray on a nice even coat for the final finish. And so that's what's going on here, is the final coat of paint. This was a really good experience. I wouldn't change this for anything. I learned a lot. As we bring this out, you can just see that nice gloss. Of course, it'll dry. As it dries, it won't be as glossy, but it just gives it a really nice finish. And so after all of that, after it dries, I bring it back to my shop. We're going to install this frame over the top of the chest here. And so this is going to cover up all the plywood and just give it a nice finished lid appearance. And this is the top. And so the top will go on. We'll put a long piano type hinge along the back side, and then we'll just pre-drill some holes for each hole location. But what I do is go ahead and just find the center ones and attach the hinge with the center holes loosely. I don't tighten those down just yet, but once I get those in there and it's not real tight, then I can make sure the hinge is even on both ends when I mark and pre-drill those hole locations. And so once I have all of those locations marked, then I can go through and pre-drill each hole location. And so once I have that, I can insert each screw. And I'm using a manual screwdriver just so I don't strip it out with a cordless drill or electric screwdriver or whatever you might use. A manual screwdriver gives you that resistance to know when to stop. This is the final result of the blanket chest, and I have to say that I'm very pleased with how this came out. Hopefully this will be a piece of furniture that we can keep in our home for many, many years and get a lot of good use out of. So if you are interested in building this for yourself, you can find plans over on our website at stoneandsons.net/plans. And I'll also leave a link down in the description for you that will take you directly to the plans page. And while you're there at our website, please sign up for our newsletter where you can join our community and receive updates of what's going on in our workshop. If you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel here, please consider hitting that red button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. See ya.